Alright, so where do we want to, I figure what we'll do is ask a couple questions and then kind of walk around and show the building. So where do you want to go that would be somewhat...
The best way would be like on this end of the pool where it's kind of quiet, because then you can be a little...
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, it's much
The one that we don't want to get in any shots is the one sitting at the very end with the blonde hair.
Or the one that's sitting on the...
Yeah. He's sitting up on the deck on all the way to the right. So...
Gotcha. Okay.
And we just gotta keep him out of any shots. We can do, like, standing down here on this side.
Yep.
If we want, or
So,
we can stand...
Yeah, what I can do is, I mean...
So it's always gonna be wet.
Yeah, I mean, I can just do, we could talk here, and then I can just show part of the pool.
Right.
Like that. And I think even, I don't think I'd get him in, and from this distance you couldn't even see right now.
We'll just keep him. She can actually put him on the steps behind some other kids too, so it'd be really hard to see.
Yeah, yeah.
So Laurel, when he gets done with his turn, put him on the steps behind some other kids. Yeah, no, I'd say just as long as he just, or even if you put him on and he just won't get this side of the pool, like he'll just kind of do a diagonal version or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so you
That
can
works.
see where it is, just moving down here.
So, what I figure we'll do is, I'll basically ask you the questions all the questions that you didn't get, some of them that you didn't get on Fox. Do you have one of those bracelets still, or are you out of them?
Yes, I do.
That way we're ready.
So this one may not, be as important to get to.
Yeah.
You can get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, sometime.
So cool, they got this device that can switch camera angles, and yeah, it's pretty, isn't it neat? And normally I have a tripod set up and stuff too, and I can switch between cameras and everything. So it's
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
yeah, it's so easy to do, and that's why like I'm testing it out in different ways. Like today is the first day that we're on location.
Yeah.
So next week we're gonna have 4 cameras set up to test out how that works.
That is cool.
Yep. So
Yeah, let me know how it goes, because
well, when people call me, it doesn't work.
no. You have to do not disturb.
Yeah, that's what I just did. I did that earlier when I was at the center in the square, the kids square.
Yeah.
And I had to put on Do Not Disturb, and unfortunately somebody there needed me. I was texting me and I didn't know.
Oh no.
So,
Yeah, it's always the way.
alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off. I'm just going to introduce myself, and then you ask the questions, and then you can kind of show us, tell us about the pool or whatever. And that kind of
Okay.
stuff. So, alright, so let's try it out here. See how it goes. I'm going to flip the camera angle on me for now.
All right.
Hey everybody, it's Josh with Growing Up in the Valley, and we are at Aquatic Adventures. And the picture on my side of the camera looks a little foggy because this iPad actually has a little bit of a cracked screen, so I look like I'm broken. But we're here with Mary, and I'm going to flip the camera around so she can talk to you about Aquatic Adventures and all the different programs and facilities that they have here at Oak Grove Plaza on Electric Road. So I'm flipping the camera over, and there's Mary.
Hey guys.
Hey. I'm going to give Mary I'm going to hold the microphone here for both of us to talk and ask Mary a little bit about Aquatic Adventures and what they've got going on and why you guys should use them for your swim lessons. So Mary, tell me a little bit about Aquatic Adventures, when you started, and what made you start the program.
Well, I started Aquatic Adventures back in 1995 officially. I'd been working in programs before that, but I developed my own program early in the 90s and then became official in 1995. We moved to this area about 13 years ago, and we've been in our location for the last 10 years. Aquatic Adventures is a learn-to-swim school that is designed to provide infant survival training programs, toddler swim lessons, learn-to-swim programs for children ages 4 and up, advanced techniques, cross-training, and adapted aquatics programs. So we do a little bit of everything, and we love what we do.
Excellent, excellent. And so what in your opinion, what makes swim lessons so important for little kids?
So swimming is the leading cause of accidental death for children ages 1 to 4, and it's number 2 for children ages 14 and under. In the United States, every day 10 people die from drowning, and more than that is that for every 1 person that dies from drowning, up to 4 people suffer permanent neurological damage due to near drowning incidences. So this is something that is a life skill that we need to provide for children. My philosophy is that every child should know how to swim. In a world that's 3/4 of water, we want to be able to swim really well. It's something they'll be able to do throughout their life, and it's the one skill that you can teach them that could potentially save their life.
Yeah, and one of the things I always remember growing up is my grandmother never learned how to swim, and she always told me that was one of the biggest things she always regretted as a kid and as a teenager, never learning how to swim. So she was always afraid to get into the pool, and she always wanted to learn. She actually still does, but I think she's given up hope now. She's 85. I think she's done trying new things, so to speak, unfortunately. But so the benefit of starting kids at a young age is really protection and making sure that they have a lifelong understanding of water?
Yeah, so we know that the kids are at highest risk between the ages of 1 and 4. This is the prime time to get kids in and teach them safety skills in the water. We want them to understand the boundaries. We want parents to understand the safety of being in and around the water. So our average student starts at about 12 months of age, and by the time they're 18 months to 2 years, they can swim several lengths of the pool independently. We really want our kids to love the water as well as be safe around the water, so we teach safety, survival, and a love for the water.
Awesome. So is there any age limit to the kids that come out here? Do you teach all ages?
We teach all ages. We actually start at 2 months of age in our jellyfish program, and that's one-on-one, and it's really just a reintroduction, a very gentle reintroduction into the water. We take babies in and do little float sessions. We want them to get comfortable in the pool with the instructor. It's really not about survival as much as it is about getting comfort. Once we move on to about 10 months and up, that's when we start to introduce those basic survival skills. We go all the way up to adults. The oldest person I've ever taught to swim was 85, actually.
Well, my grandmother still has hope.
Yeah, everybody's got hope. So.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I know summer's coming to an end. We've only got a month left, unfortunately. But what are some of the top safety tips for the remainder of the summer, I guess, and for future swimming for kids?
Well, the one thing that you need to remember is that being vigilant around the water when you are with children is the most important thing that you can do. It is so easy to forget how dangerous the water can be. And it's the silent killer because we often don't see what happens. We often don't find the children until it's too late. When we are around the pool or the lake or the ocean with children, we can never stop paying attention. We have to make sure that we're designating people to be completely in charge of our kids and that they're wearing the appropriate life-saving devices. So if you're at the lake or the ocean, they should definitely have a PFD on. If you're in a boat, they absolutely must have a PFD on. And if your children are not solid swimmers on their own, they should be with an adult at all times.
So you mentioned some flotation devices or protection devices. So what kind of devices do you recommend, and do you have them here?
We do have some of the devices here. We actually sell a Power Swimmer, which is our favorite flotation device for the pool. If a child is out at the lake or in the ocean, we recommend for them to have a Coast Guard approved PFD. You need to understand that there are definitely differences between the PFDs that they sell, and if you have questions, there are people that you can go to an outdoor store, get online, take a look, come in and ask us. We have all sorts of information that we're happy to give out to make sure that everybody has the correct device. The other thing parents need to remember is that we don't want to buy flotation devices that are sized up. We don't want to save it for next year. Just like a car seat, this can be very dangerous if you buy a device that is not fitting your child right now. So we want to make sure that the device is proper for the child and age appropriate, and we want to make sure that it's properly fitted. So we're here to help people if they have any questions about that as well.
So correct size is very important for the device.
It is of the utmost importance.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember when my kids were small, we got them a small little life preserver, and of course it was the kind that was at, that Dora the Explorer or something on it. It was a little one, and we've always when they start getting tighter, we had to go and get a new one.
And one of the bigger things is that parents will size up, and sizing up is very dangerous. If the device is too big for a child, they can actually slip into the safety device and drown inside of the life jacket. So you want to make sure that the jacket is properly fitted, and understanding how to keep it tight and how to put it on properly is just as important.
Gotcha.
They teach classes for people to learn how to use their car seats. They should really teach classes for putting on a safety device as well.
That's very true. I mean, you see many times fire departments have safety checks for car seats and how you do it and everything.
Yes.
But the water is an unknown for even adults, so it's kind of makes sense for them to maybe have a better understanding of the devices that they need to protect their child. So,
absolutely.
So any other tips that you can have for parents throughout the course of the summer, anything to look for or watch out for?
So we always want to make sure that our kids are safe around the water, so vigilance, like I said, is number one. Number two is that I get asked all the time about if they're in the water after they have eaten, or dry drowning incidences, etc. And this is definitely something that parents are concerned about. What I advise to parents is that anything around any water, even in the bathtub, can be a dangerous situation. Never leave your child alone. Always limit their time. Pay attention to what's happening. If they're drinking the water, that's as dangerous as anything else.
Sure.
So give them timeouts and watch them. If anything should ever happen and your child is acting weird or unusual after you've been around any kind of water, you want to go ahead and call your pediatrician, get them in immediately and have them seen, just to be on the safe side. I'll tell you that I have been doing this for about 30 years. In my 30 years, I have only known of one case of water intoxication, which is where they drink too much water and they get very sick and they have to be hospitalized. And I've never known personally of a case of dry drowning, but we do know that happens, even though it's pretty rare. Just be aware, and anytime you have questions, always check with a medical professional.
Awesome. So about aquatic adventures specifically, obviously some parents need to get would love to get their kids out and test and train to swim. So what do you guys offer here specifically? I mean, we're looking at a pool in the background. So what do you guys offer specifically, and how can they get more information? And tell us a little bit about that.
So we offer our programs all year long. We actually advise parents the most important time to get them in lessons is during the school year when the pools are closed. We want them prepared for next summer, so now's the perfect time to get in. The longer your child's in the water swimming, the more we can do with them, the more prepared we can have them for the following summer. So starting them now gives them 8 months in the water, rather than not seeing the water for 8 months and then having us have a few weeks to try to prepare them for summer. I tell parents all the time, I'm the mother of 4 children. I do and I advise exactly what I would do for my own children. And my kids swam in the water. They were in lessons all year long until they can swim on a competitive swim team. I felt that it was the most important skill for my kids to have and to be very safe with. And I wanted them to continue to do it because we know that at the end of the school year, they take 3 months off, and the first 9 weeks when they go back to school, what do? We spend those first 9 weeks reviewing all the stuff that they lost in the few months they were out for the summer.
Sure.
Well, in swimming, it's reverse. People think, oh, well now the pools are closed, so we won't have to have lessons until next May. So we haven't seen your children for 7 months. Well, imagine all the things that they've lost. Oftentimes, they've lost everything that we actually taught them over the summer.
Absolutely, and in the summer, so people think, going outside to the beach, to the lake, whatever it may be about swimming, but obviously in the winter, they think that there's no need to learn.
Right.
But here, you guys actually have this great facility with the pool in the background here, where you can teach right here and all summer, all winter long.
Yeah, we do. We are finishing our summer programs actually this week, and we'll take a few weeks off, and then after Labor Day, we'll start our fall programs. We are actually busier a little bit in the fall and winter than we are in the summer because everybody's out at their pools. So
and your message is working, I guess.
Yeah, it's the prime time. This was the thing that I wanted to get across to parents so many years ago, and educating people on safety awareness and how important it is for them to spend the year learning so they can be prepared for next summer.
Yeah,
and so we start up in a couple of weeks, and we go all year long. We pretty much follow the school year, and then we do our summer programs throughout the summer.
Cool, awesome. So about your facility here, the pool in the background, tell us a little bit about, what kind of training equipment do you have here, what do you use, and tell us a little bit about this mammoth pool that is gigantic.
So we have a very unique pool. It's a portable pool that we actually put into a strip mall. It's 4 feet deep. We keep the temperature at 90 degrees. It's a 10 by 50 teaching pool.
Okay.
We have, on both ends, we have decks so that the kids can sit on them.
Yep, we got one over there, and there's another deck over on the other side, far in the distance over there.
Yep. So we do about 3 to 4 classes at a time. Our classes are very small, depending on the level of the swimmers. They average about 4 to 1 student-teacher ratio. And so we keep the water really warm because we think it's very important for the young kids to be comfortable when they're learning to swim. If they're freezing and they're not comfortable, it's a little bit harder to relax and learn everything. They just want to get out as fast as they can.
Oh, absolutely. What did you say the temperature was?
The temperature is 90 degrees.
Wow.
So yes, they have very
phenomenal.
spoiled instructors.
That's my pool in my backyard is in the sun all day long, and it's not even at 90 degrees. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah. That's good. My kids would love it. I would love it because that's always the worst part of the pool to me is getting in and being shocked. Yeah,
it's no fun to get into a cold pool.
No, I'm sure kids probably are more likely to want to jump out back onto the deck, right?
Right, and it's hard to get them to really focus and pay attention when they're shivering and they're just that uncomfortable. So for the environment of teaching, we want them to be really comfortable so that they can stay focused.
Awesome. Yeah. So any other parts of the facility that you want to talk about or show, or anything else that might be pertinent for you?
Well, we do. There's not a whole lot to it. We've got our pool. We have.
This is the main part of it right here. This is where all the magic happens.
We have our lobby, which is where all the parents stay during swimming lessons, and we have a play area for kids while they're waiting to go in, or if they're waiting for their siblings to finish. And it's pretty simple. The whole point of getting here is to come, to have fun, to get lessons in, and to have a nice community. So the lobby was created to enhance a community of parents and kids that want to swim and get to know each other.
Gotcha.
And so we really do consider everybody that comes here family. We get to know them and the kids very well, and that's really important to us because it helps us to help them.
Now I noticed while I'm talking to you, there's kids in the background. Now the parents do they always stay in the waiting area?
The parents are always in the waiting area for several reasons. We need to maintain total control while we're in here. And any distractions to us is a liability. We want to be as safe as we possibly can, and so we want to have our children focused on us and our instructors focused on our children. So when we have a lot of people in here on the pool deck watching, that causes a lot of distractions.
Gotcha.
Number 2, we really want the kids to have a great relationship with us, and we need to develop that bonding relationship. So in here with us, when they have to spend that time with us, is a great way for us to get to know them and for them to get to know us and create a really loving relationship.
Gotcha.
Our parents are always invited in at the very end. They get to see some of the magic. They get to talk to the instructors after lessons. We love our parents, and we think that they're really important too, but we want them to get the most out of it. And we want their kids to get the most out of it. So
Sure.
they get to sit in the lobby where it's a little bit cooler and
It
they're
is
not
cooler in
sweating
there.
buckets.
I will say that, 'cause I'm
when the
hot,
water's
yeah.
when the water's 90 degrees, the air is 90 degrees, and it's
Absolutely.
definitely not comfortable in here. So we have them sitting in there, and they get to know each other, and they can ask questions. We have newsletters for them to read. Any information that they would like to have, there's somebody always available for them to get them their questions.
Awesome. So I guess the last question, where can people find out more about you online, or what hours are you here so they can stop by and get information about the programs?
Yeah, we are here. We'll have our 2 weeks off for the next 2 weeks, so we'll be here from 12 to 6 over the next 2 weeks, having office hours, and we do maintenance during that time. We have a Facebook page, Aquatic Adventures Facebook page. Our website is swimsurvivethrive.com. They can go to the website, or they can give us a call at the facility. It's 540-989-0520.
Sorry about that, guys. I just almost dropped the camera, and that was almost a dangerous thing. But repeat the phone number one more time for us, just so that everybody has it.
The phone number is 540-989-0520.
Okay, awesome. And they are located at Oak Grove Plaza on Electric Road in Roanoke County. And if you have any more questions or anything, please reach out to them and let them know what you need, and hopefully you guys can get your kids out here this summer or this fall, I guess, to get the proper swim training, courtesy of the guys here at Aquatic Adventure. So, Mary, thank you so much for doing our Facebook Live.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And hopefully everybody, make sure you check out Aquatic Adventures online and on Facebook.